Hello there, and welcome to the International Compliance Association Open Day with regard to ICA qualifications at our level 6 or our advanced level. My name's Kettle, or Rhodri Kettle, and I am Course Director, Global Lead in Governance, Risk and Compliance courses here at the International Compliance Association, and it's my pleasure to talk to you today about what this type of qualification is all about. There are some questions, some big questions. The first one being, what does level 6 actually mean? Well, it's an undergraduate qualification, so it's university standard. And therefore, this type of course does involve quite a good deal of study. I'm also going to ask the questions about what you can actually study. And they are broken down into 3 main subject areas. Now, governance, risk and compliance, my specialist area. But there are also more specialist courses, like anti-money laundering, so there's the diploma in AML, or financial crime compliance, so there's the diploma in FCC. I'll go through the look at the questions about how long it takes to study and where you go from here as we go along in this session. So, what shall you study? Now, that's a difficult question for a lot of people, because you may want to study something which relates to your experience or your current role to give you a qualification to complement your experience. But equally, you may be thinking that perhaps this isn't the role which I'm going to continue with forever, and perhaps I aspire to a different role, or I'm looking at a promotion to a different specialist area. So perhaps you might want to do more aspirational study rather than experiential study. The choice is yours. Whichever course you do take, you will learn a great deal in your qualification with ICA. The formats of the courses are as follows. As it's a level 6 diploma, the course lasts around the 9-month mark, and that's 9 months from the course commencement to the completion of your 3rd assignment. The format is also very interactive. We hold 2 virtual classrooms. They last about 3 hours each, and they are going to be very engaging, interactive. We hope that you take part in these and participate to get the best from the course. Following the 2 first virtual classrooms, there is also another hour tutorial where we can explore and unpack some of the ideas and concepts, and also the application and management that comes with this particular level of study. The 3rd virtual classroom is a live immersive learning scenario. It's scheduled for 4 hours. Depending on the course, we will look at scenarios and case studies and put you in the position of having to deal with situations and issues. In terms of assessment, 3,500 word assignments need to be submitted across that 9-month period. To be able to participate in one of these courses or enroll onto one of these courses, we are quite flexible. We would like to see your educational background. For example, do you have a professional qualification, or have you been studying previously to degree level? Or, if that's not the case, have you taken an intermediate level course with International Compliance Association in the past? We call those the International Advanced Certificates. Or alternatively again, do you have relevant work experience in a role and you need the qualification to support that experience? So we're quite flexible on what the entry criteria actually are. Your learning experience, now this is very important because we try to make this as interactive and immersive as we possibly can. And there are many elements to your study journey with ICA should you decide to join us. I've mentioned the virtual classrooms or virtual workshops or whatever word you'd like to use to describe them. They are very important, and as I said, we have 2 3-hour virtual workshops and an immersive learning experience for 4 hours. The assessment already mentioned, 3 assignments, and these assignment questions have different formats. So assignment 1's format is different from assignment 2, which is again different from assignment 3. At the end of your assessment and assignment, when you have submitted it and it has been marked by the examiners, you will get feedback on how you did. And it's important that you look at that feedback to build for your next assignment. All of the information that you will need is on the learning platform. You have course materials, you have study videos, you have further reading or suggested sites to look at. As a tutor, I will support you. All of our tutors will support you in the discipline that you choose. And all of this is helping to make it much more immersive and a lot less directional. We want you to become involved, because by being involved, you learn more. And as I've mentioned, the tutorials, they are therefore an analysis and an unpack of what was learned in the previous virtual classroom to which they relate. As an example of the type of questions and the scenarios or situations that we do cover, we like to ask questions, and this is particularly true of our governance, risk and compliance courses, with those two simple questions. When you really drill down into it, if we understand why, or if we understand the inputs into a situation, we can understand so what it really means in practice, or we can look at the application of that understanding. And that's very important, and there's a very simple example. Why is a regulator taking this particular approach to a subject? What does it mean, not only for the business, but what does it mean for me as a compliance professional? What does it mean for me in relation to the governance of the organisation I work for? So understanding those two questions is a real fundamental. Some of our courses are a little bit more detailed in the sense that the subject matter is a narrower field. And this is an example of where practical skills could be analysed and unpacked and assimilated into understanding, application and leadership. This particular example relates to a money laundering flow. And it's to do with money which comes from drug trading. But how does it actually go through a process of appearing to become legitimate? And it's a very complex process. And this is something that you would learn on one of our specialist diplomas, like anti-money laundering and financial crime compliance. And it is an exciting way of understanding what is happening in the real world out there. In terms of the virtual classrooms, because they are interactive, we might ask you to go into little groups within your teams and to undertake an activity. I call it a group activity, but if you want to be really accurate, I suppose it's a subgroup activity. And in this particular example, what we're looking at is something which could occur in a business, a regulatory breach. What do we do about it? Why should we do it? How do we assess the seriousness of it? Who needs to become involved? What other action should you take, and why? So if you do look at that particular example there, what we're effectively saying is why and so what? Why do we have to do what we do, and so what would be the consequence for doing that? A further one could be in terms of a global issue like corruption. The question is, what is the impact? And there's some examples of what those impacts are. Costs, reputation, damage, putting people's lives at risks, threatening basic services, leading to a lack of investment, or even destroying confidence in state institutions if it is a serious issue in the jurisdiction in question. So this is something which is explored. And again, as a leadership type of course, managing the impacts of corruption and reducing those impacts of corruption is something that we all need to understand and be able to work towards. So, don't take just my word for it. Our students give us good feedback. And these are some examples of what our students say. Found both courses to be brilliant. That's real good praise, isn't it? Provided me with the information necessary. Yeah, we hope we can do that. We provide you with loads of information, as I've mentioned, in the materials and the resources available to you. And the learning platform itself, it's easy to use, it's logical, it helps you in your study journey. In terms of network support at the International Compliance Association, we have many teams. The Learning Engagement team, will help you to choose the right course, and they will help you if you have any queries at the time of registration. The learning management team responsible for our learning platform, or LMS, learning management system, so they will help you to get the most from that learning experience. Now, I'm part of the training and education team. Industry experience, absolutely. All of our tutors have experience in industries or in financial crime prevention and things like that, so we do have a great deal of knowledge which we will share with you. The assessment team. Assessment is your success, so they will help you and guide you through your assessments to be successful. In this case, in a diploma course, it's your assignments. We do have a team who deal with events. When you are successful, we would like to recognise and celebrate that with you. And of course, as a member of the International Compliance Association, we have a membership team. You are members as students, and we hope you maintain that membership once you have qualified to get the most from what the ICA can offer to you. So any next steps that you need to take, there's the website to get onto to have a look at the diplomas offered. So please do make most use of that, and please do ask any questions that you may have. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you.